Hi, welcome to QuickArts. My name's Rachel. I'm a self-taught oil painter based here in Melbourne, and today I'm going to show you how to paint a loose and fun floral in oils. Today I'm working on an 8x8 inch wood panel, but you could use canvas or even paper if that's what you have on hand. I've primed this panel with about 2 coats of gesso. Gesso is an acrylic primer that forms a protective layer between your surface and your paints. It also helps you to smooth out any imperfections in your surface. To help me get an accurate sketch, I have broken up my canvas into a grid, and then I'm going in with a paint marker and sketching out the main shapes. To start, I'm going in with a fluoro yellow wash of acrylic paint. An important thing to remember about oils is that they can go over acrylics but never under acrylics. Toning your canvas like this is a great way to help you dive into painting and get over that fear of the blank white page. Also, by making your canvas a middle tone, it will help you more accurately judge the value of the colours you put down later. Plus, you can use it as a sort of stylistic feature and have little pops of colour peeking through between your brushwork. Okay, so now that's done, I'm looking to my reference to try to identify areas of shadow. In oils, we're always working dark to light, so I'm trying to find the darkest spots I can on my flower. Then I'm mixing up a range of blues and purples. It doesn't matter if your colours aren't exactly like the photo, that's where you can experiment and develop your own style. So what I do is mix a colour, take it on my brush, and then apply it so I get this tiled effect. Notice how I'm not scrubbing the bristles or trying to blend as I go. Once you have your darkest colours in your subject, mix up some dark greens to block in your background. I like to use a cool green and a cool red to achieve a neutral but vibrant, almost sort of black colour. In the same way as before, start carving out your subject. So by now you can see that the colours you laid down in the flower suddenly don't look quite so dark. Now start seeing where you can add slightly lighter greens throughout the background in that same tiling fashion. Alright, now it's time to work on our midtones and highlights. Much like we did with our darks, start mixing up some off-white colours. You can even take some of your shadow colours and add some white. Try to observe your reference closely. See if you can identify any subtle shifts in colour temperature. For example, you might notice that the petals closest to the centre have a slightly warmer colour because light from the yellow centre of the flower is reflecting out. Get creative with this and see how far you can push those subtle colour changes. Once you've filled in your piece, it's time for the scary part. Take a fan brush or a clean soft brush and gently smudge your work. This helps all of the paint blend together and gives a much more natural look. Generally, subjects have a greater sense of realism if they're slightly blurred and subtle. Plus, I've found that this practice forces you to let go of any perfectionism you might have. And I found that once I do that, I actually end up making art that I'm surprised by and even love more. Now we're going to start rebuilding our piece. Take the colours you've mixed so far and in that same tiling motion, start adding brush strokes to build up the form and shape of the flower. Try to be economical with your brushwork, thinking about how does this mark I'm making communicate something. Once you've got the form and shape of the flower re-established, it's time for my favourite part. Have a look at the piece and ask yourself, what interests me most about this? For me, it was the real glow coming from the centre of the flower. Now think about how you can play around and explore that interest. I did this on my piece by adding thicker paint in the centre and some more saturated midtones on the closest petals. For your final touches, take your brightest highlight colour in a thick, almost buttery form and add in some textured highlights. Be economical with this as well and really try to add just a few spots that will really make the piece sparkle. And there you have it, a loose, colourful floral in oils. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and thank you so much for watching.